Fear Street Part 1, 1994 is a 2021 American teen slasher film directed by Lee Janiak, with a script co-written by Phil Graziadei and Janiak, from an original story by Kyle Killen, Graziadei, and Janiak. Based on the book series of the same name by R.L. Stine, it is the first installment in the Fear Street trilogy and stars Kiana Madera, Olivia Scott Welch, Benjamin Flores Jr., Julia Rewald, Fred Hetchinger, Ashley Zuckerman, Daryl Britt Gibson, and Maya Hawke. The film follows a group of teenagers in Shadyside who are terrorized by an ancient evil responsible for a series of brutal murders that have plagued the town for centuries. Produced by Chernin Entertainment, a film adaptation of Fear Street began development at 20th Century Studios in 2015, with Janiak hired to direct and rewrite Killen's script with Graziadei in 2017. Filming for the trilogy took place back-to-back from March to September 2019 in Georgia, with the film set for a theatrical release in June 2020. However, the trilogy was pulled from the schedule because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Following the acquisition of 21st Century Fox by Disney, Chernin Entertainment ended its distribution deal with 20th Century Studios and gave distribution rights to Netflix in August 2020. Fear Street Part 1, 1994 premiered at the Los Angeles State Historic Park on June 28, 2021, and was released on Netflix on July 2, 2021, with the other entries, Part 2, 1978 and Part 3, 1666, to follow in subsequent 2 weeks. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, who praised the performances of the cast, the horror elements, and faithfulness to the source material. Now let's see what happens in the movie. In 1994, Heather Watkins, a bookstore employee, is murdered by her friend Ryan, who had previously shown no indication that he planned on killing her. After murdering her and several mall employees, he is shot to death by the police. The media report the massacre as the norm for Shadyside, which they dubbed the murder capital of the United States. Meanwhile, the neighboring town of Sunnyvale is its polar opposite, as it is considered one of the richest and safest cities in the country. Many of the Shadyside teenagers believe that this is the result of the witch, Sarah Fear, who placed a curse on the town before being executed for witchcraft in 1666. Dina Johnson does not believe in the Fear Witch and has recently broken up with her closeted girlfriend Sam, who has since moved to Sunnyvale. Meanwhile, her brother Josh spends his time researching the town's history, and her friends Simon and Kate sell drugs. Dina and Sam meet again at a vigil in Sunnyvale for the victims of the mall killings, where a brawl between the students of Shadyside and Sunnyvale breaks out. The Shadyside students' attempt to retaliate causes a car accident that lands Sam in the hospital. However, before she is taken away, Sam sees a vision of the Fear Witch. The following night, Dina and her friends begin to be stalked by whom they initially believe to be Sam's boyfriend Peter and his friends. However, when Dina and her friends visit Sam, one of Shadyside's past killers murders Peter and several others in the hospital. After hearing about Sam's vision, the group realizes that the accident disturbed the grave of Sarah Fear and that Sam bled on her bones. They also realize that the killers only want Sam and that they cannot be stopped by reburying the body or destroying the killers. Through Josh's collection of clippings on the Shadyside killings, they discover that C. Berman, a survivor of the Camp Nightwing massacre in 1978, died but was resuscitated. They attempt to call her but receive no answer. They organize a plan to kill and revive Sam using drugs from a supermarket pharmacy, only for Sam to vomit up the pills. The Shadyside killers attack and murder Simon and Kate, as Dina drowns a willing Sam. The killers disappear and Dina revives Sam using a combination of EpiPens and CPR. Afterward, the police decide to place the blame on Simon and Kate, as they were known for selling drugs. Sam and Dina reconcile and publicly come out as a couple. Later that night, while Sam is at her house, Dina receives a call back from C. Berman, who tells her that there is no escaping the witch. Sam, now possessed, attacks Dina but is subdued and tied up.